Alright, so my name's Kendall Baker. This is my senior project defense video for CS 4600. So I built this website called TrailBlazerUpKeeper. I work for the Utah Tech University Building Maintenance. So one of the main issues we have is whenever we get a work order to paint like a wall, for example, we don't have the way to you don't have like any type of like inventory of the paints anywhere. So you just kind of have to remember and guess this. So this was kind of a problem because you do a lot of like time wasting on guessing paints, and then if you guessed it wrong, you have to repaint it again. So I built this website in order to help the people I work with to keep track of the paints on the buildings. So this is the main page right now. I tried to keep it as clear and concise because most of the people I work with are not as technologically advanced as some other people, so I thought I just needed to keep it clear and just tell them where to go. So first off, we can go to the buildings. As you can see here, I think I have most of the buildings. There are a couple that I'm still missing, but I have most of the buildings on campus. So specifically, let's go towards the set building. So if you click on this icon right here, this pulls up a grid of the rooms of the set building. So right now, I just have a couple rooms. I don't have all of the rooms of the set. But if you click on, let's say for example, 201, for instance, you can see that this is a classroom, and it has 3 paints in it. You have a Repose Gray, a Stolen Kiss, and a White Walls paint. And then they have, all 3 of them are latex composition. And that's the case for all of them. So like for example, 109, this is a miscellaneous room, and this just has a Repose Gray. I think actually these are bathrooms in the set, so that's why they have this water-based epoxy here. So this is another reason why we needed this, because if you're going to paint a bathroom, you would need this type of paint specifically because the other ones would not show well. So, and then you just press this to hide that as well. So let's go ahead and let's just make a room in the set real quick. So I think let's go with room 205 is an office, so that would mean that room 206 is also an office. So you type in room 206. I made this is the only field I made required is the room number, this one. This one is so you can select from a drop down of just like the ones that I have in here. So this one would be a office, and then if you select a paint, you can go up to here and you can see this Repose Gray, and then if you click that, you can add the paint. But then there's another option where as soon as you add the paint, you have an option to add more paints, or just as many paints as you need. So this one has Aussier. So then when you're done, adding any more paints, you can just go ahead and click Add Room. This is a known bug. It gives me a 404, but I think it's the way I'm deploying it with Netlify. So if I just go like this, and then we head back over here to the set, I'm still trying to figure out that issue. You can see room 206, the one we just added. It is an office, and it has these 2 colors in it. So yeah, that's kind of the main gist of this part right here. So that you receive a work order to go repaint an office or something, and then you can know exactly what type of paint is in the office, what type of the composition of the paint, all of that. So then also I have an option, so you can, when you get new paints, you can add paints. So let's come into here and say, let's just say test paint. We'll see, select a paint finish here, so you can select between any of these options. Most of the options here are a semi-gloss. And you enter the paint composition, and it's a latex paint. You add a paint. Once again, it does this. And then you come out here and you see the test paint right here. And then actually if you go into, let's just go to the set building real quick. And if you look at the paints over here, you can see that it has been added down here so that you can now use that paint to do anything. So if you say like room 211, this is a classroom, you can add the paint, add the room, go back to the buildings, see down here, there you go, there you have the test paint. So yeah, I tried to keep this as concise and as clear as possible for the people that I work with. Another option, same with the paints option here. Tried to make these just like so they could stand out, so that when you hover over them, it like just hovers over. I also have these links, so you can go to these links. So like some of these ones, like the Utah Tech homepage, so it pulls up the Utah Tech homepage here. Like some of them, like Sherwin-Williams, you can use this one. You know, so on and so forth. So yeah, some of the interesting codes that I did want to show real quick are some of in the client side when I was learning React. So one thing I did appreciate was the way that I did the filing structure. So I did the client, and then I had a server. So we can go to client, we can go to source, and then components. So one of the options that I was took me a while to figure out was how I could add a paint here. And so this adding paint is the paint drop-down menu here. So you can see I just call fetch paints, and then you do the reset room paints, and then I think it's in the room form. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Yeah. So it does that. Another interesting things that I did a lot. The main things that I did in here was this building details. So for example, this handle clicks is the one that this handle click is the one that gets the buildings itself. So it gets the buildings, and then it also gets the rooms in this. So that is doing when we go over to here. That one is doing this specifically, so it's getting these rooms, so it's showing that. So and then this one right here, the post rooms. This one is showing the the room form here. So that's been able. So I have to get the ID from the buildings itself, and then and if the response was good, then it would then get the rooms ID, and then it would get the building ID again, and then do the rooms on this one, and then it would go into how I have it set up in my back end, which I can show real quick. So I can go to my controllers, and then room controllers, and then so you can do you can create a room here. So it would call onto this. So that is pretty much it. Let's see. Is there anything else I would like to show real quick? So I have pages here. So this is how I would do the pages. So if you look at the buildings page, I just import the building details component onto the buildings page. It just made it a lot easier to work with. That's what I liked a lot about React is I can make components and then call them inside of actually other components. I do that quite a bit. Like how in building details, I call into, let's see if I can see it. So like the paint drop down is being called here, and then the room details is called here. So I would make room details over here. And this is just straight up almost like a React HTML. And then I used a lot of Tailwind to style it. I liked to use Tailwind just because it was way easier for me to use. So that is it. I hope to continue to develop this and to get this to where we can work. I hope my next project would be to get rid of that 400 error that pops up. But thank you.